Welcome back. This is Building Metabolic Fitness, Part 8. So, thanks for joining me across the series. I hope it helps you achieve the kind of gains that I experienced. And what we've done is we talked about the difference between health and metabolic fitness. And then I gave you a series of tools and approaches to build and improve your own metabolic fitness, starting with finding that first lactate threshold for the bike and the run, and then building a strategy which uses your bike volume and your overall approach to build metabolic fitness. And a good explanation for my gains that we ran through as a case study, probably even more than the protocol, is that 700 annual hours that I managed to do. So I built a protocol that let me do a lot of work over time. And that's really what's driving the adaptations, more than the fine tuning of a percent here or 5 beats per minute here or there. And that's what I think you should focus on for your own training. Think about what approach is going to let me generate enough work to get the adaptation that I'm desiring. Now, related to the work is the adaptation. Two things where I think you can focus: sleep and making sure your easy days are easy. The 2 back-to-back easy days every week, when backing off, when you feel like you're giving yourself too much load, and not trying to just constantly push things up. Focusing more on compound load over time than peak load and even monthly load or weekly load. It's this load over time, the month in, month out, over many months, that drives the gains. And I talked about that in the episode on timelines. Now, what's next? 3 things. For me, I'm going to keep doing what works. I recommend you remember that. If you find a protocol that works really well and fits your life, keep the bulk of that protocol in your year going forward. There's no need for radical change. You know what works, stick with it. I'm going to be doing that. Remove the things that didn't work. I tried some red zone training. It didn't work for me last year. It cost me volume. It was really tough working through an injury that resulted from it. And so I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to try a different approach. I'm going to try using tempo rather than the red zone. And I'm going to use a little bit of that with my bike and with my run and see how that goes. But ultimately, it's going to be stacking month after month, season after season, that's going to get me where I'd like to go. And then the next video series that I'll be putting together for you is going to be on planning and mapping out my 2024 season. If you're interested in some thoughts on this past season that I did before I even undertook the season, there's a series called Smart Season Planning in my YouTube channel and linked up on that table of contents page I showed you in the nutrition segment. And that has 4 videos that you can kind of scroll through, and it'll give you ideas for how to build an annual plan for yourself. So once again, thanks for listening, and I'll see you at the races.